Some legends are told, some turn to dust or to gold, but you will remember me. Remember me for centuries. Just one mistake is all it will take. We'll go down in history. Remember me for centuries. Remember me for centuries. Mama taught my teenage dreams. No, it's nothing wrong with me. The kids are all wrong, the stories are long. Heavy metal broke my heart. Come on and let me in. Bruises on your thighs like my fingerprints. This is for to match the darkness that you felt. I never meant for you to fix yourself. Some legends are told, some turn to
Preview week here. It's Jersey Baseball Nation. We're talking New Jersey baseball with the man who's seen more of it than anybody, knows everyone. This is the preview you want to hear. This is the preview you are getting. It's the Group 3 preview brought to you by Emery Gloves. Special sale for the previews. Special preview week sale. Get your custom glove 15% off if you use NJ15 at checkout. Maybe we get Ani one of those custom catcher's mitts or something like that. Get it,
The best.
John Kroger, our guest today. We're talking Group 3 preview, and happy to have you on to do that. Group 3 was crazy last year. Group 3 was the most exciting of the state finals. It's the most controversial of the state finals. When the dust cleared a couple days later, Middletown North, the state champs, came together as a team at the end. Colin Dowland was a fantastic pitcher in the States. Going to be another tough year for Group 3. I know you got some favorites. Let's start in Central Jersey. We're going to go a little out of order this time, right? Central Jersey, where Middletown North came through as a 10 seed. A lot of those big guys are gone. Ryan Frontera is not gone. The Seton Hall signee, one of the best in Central Jersey, one of the best in New Jersey. Who are your teams in Central Group 3?
Well, right off the bat, Middletown North did such a great job, and who would have thought it? McCabe, great job by him last year, and really good guy. I felt bad for him because I don't want to take anything away from Middletown North. I mean, that guy wanted to win, and he won, but again, Cranford had, what they said was right too. But that was a phenomenal Group 3 game. It was most controversial game, and I just thought
exciting game.
I don't think you can get mad at either coaches. Listen.
No.
I go on record. I think the state did a horrible job of doing. They just weren't accountable for what. It wasn't good. I think
they did a disservice because you should have been coming out of that game talking about 100% how that was the best. I thought that was the best game of the state finals. I mean, just
it was a really good game.
Big bracket or great bracket. One of the things that jumped out is the moving of teams. A couple of things shift around each year, and one of the big moves here was Middletown South 2 years ago, the Group 4 champ. Last year, the top seed in Group 4 Central, down in Group 3 this year. So
and they had the pitching to do it. I mean,
North might run into Middletown South. That would be awful fun if they played in the state tournament.
Yeah.
But they got to be the favorite, right?
Yeah, Jeff Carpel takes over at Middletown South, an FDU guy. And actually his wife is the St. John's Vianney basketball coach, I believe. Yeah.
So you got it's title house then.
Yeah, exactly. Middletown South, Ben Shield, Brevin Bezic, and Will Christopher. You can't have a better 1, 2, 3. Middletown South strong, but where are they going to score the runs? They're going to have to score runs from somewhere. I'm going away from Middletown South, and I think they're going to be good. gonna jump on the Somerville bandwagon. I mean, Bano's 15 and 14. He's got some pitching back. Kobe Stelflug and Chase Wengram. I mean, I like that team. You never see back-to-back Banos isn't in a sectional final. I really like Somerville there. Um, they got moved out of the North to the Central. They were in Cranford's the
No,
one year.
that was last year. They were in Central last year.
But I'm saying the year before they were in the
Yeah.
North.
Yep.
And then they got moved to Central. Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause I remember watching them play Cranford 2 years ago when Cranford was
They're
one.
tough, Somerville. They're always feisty.
Yeah. I think it helps them out a little bit. You look at there's a lot of average teams here. I can't really get too excited about anybody coming out of this bracket. I mean, Allentown, Coach Nice thinks he's going to be a lot better this year. Colts Neck, Tyler Spencer's around. Matawan has had some young kids last year. They got to be talked about in this thing because it's really not a lot. But that's why I'm going with Somerville because Somerville at Middletown South final, if or semifinal, wherever they meet. That's my call.
Yep, you got the Mercer, the Hamilton Township schools, Steinert and Hamilton West, that I think will be above average and certainly have potential in that group. Burlington Township, Jake Doherty is not an up and coming. He's a senior headed to Rider, but for some of those schools, right, until you've done it, you got to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Allentown is usually as strong. You got what about our guy Luke Billings over at Robbinsville?
Yeah, you know what, Robbinsville, I don't know. I thought Robbinsville would have had a better chance last year to do well, but they really haven't done anything really lately. But listen, good coaches over there. I just don't know if they have enough pitching.
North 2. So this isn't always, right? It always gets talked about as Milford or Cranbourne, right? Cranford and Milburn going at each other. Milburn and Cranford, Coach Chapman against Matty Chapman. And obviously they're going to be the two headline grabbers. But I tell you, I look at this, and you know who jumps out to me is a really good third. Well, you got a few, but as the third team, well, third and fourth, you got Ferris, who was good last year. But what about Randolph?
You got Randolph, you got Milburn, you got Ferris, you got Cranford. Now, I spoke with Todd Leathers the other day. I don't want to say word for word what he said. He said, Kroger, he goes, watch out for Chatham High School. Go, baby. Let's go, Chatham. He's telling me, Holberton, all those guys, he said, we're going to hit, we're going to pitch, and we're going to play. He likes his team. Listen, he didn't predict a state championship. That's almost impossible for a coach to do. But he says, listen, all I can tell you is we are scheduled playing the Del Bartons of the world, and those teams prepare us for the state tournament. And my kids, this is going to be my best year in a long time.
Shout out quickly to Ryan Barry, who really progressed over the
nice lefty pitcher.
Yep. So they're going to do some damage. I mean, this is not North Hunterdon, young still, but on the way back. You've got Summit High School. West Morris has been good the last few years. You got a lot.
I don't. West Morris should be definitely improved. I know they got some young pitchers, but again, we just said 5 teams that. It's going to be one of those 5 teams. One of those. Yeah. I think Milburn, Cranford, Ferris, and Randolph, those teams. But, man, I can't. The 2 of my roommates from college are in that division. I can't pick one, and then the other one's going to get on my case. But I'm always giving Dennis the benefit of the doubt. And Chapman's got everybody back at Milburn. And if Echeverria throws like he did in the summer, he did the same thing last summer. He was amazing. And then high school season came. Listen, that kid is a dude of all dudes. But is he going to be able to do that in high school this year? I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in the country. I don't know how many high school wins he has yet. That kid is going to be phenomenal. And if he throws like he did in the summertime, no one's beating Milburn. No one. They walk right through it.
Not on
Because
those days.
not only Drew Oppenheimer, Echeverria, they're catchers. Shea's back. That's a good team. Wilson, Alex Wilson in the outfield, Schneider at shortstop. Their whole team is back. That is a good baseball team, Milburn. And Chapman's a phenomenal coach. Love that guy. Love him.
North won, right? So we're talking about another really like Group 3, man. I mean, you look at that state. Is Group 3 better than Group 4?
Yeah, looking at that Group 1 is I got a surprise here for you though. I was thinking about this the other day. Everyone's gonna jump on the Montville bandwagon right off the bat. You have to. Ian Kaiser, lefty. They got a lot of guys back. Montville's real good. Morris Knowles has some pitching, and probably one of the 5-10 best players in the state, Luke Dickerson, Morris Knowles. And then the number 1 player last year, Kranzler, is at Old Japan. The key there is how Anthony Anumbe does behind the plate as a freshman.
Yeah.
I worked with him all winter, did a great job. He's improved. Can he catch 94, 95? And Alex Giaffrey, their number 2. One little injury from OT at Old Japan, they're done. But I'm going another way. I'm going to go with I'm going with a team that's going to be 14-10 going into the States. They're going to just get bounced in the semifinals of the Morris County tournament to Del Barton, and then they're going to go on a big roll. Sorry, Trotz, I got to do this to you. Roxbury Gales are going on to win North 1 Group 3. They're going to shock Montville in the county in the sectional final.
I don't know that it's that big of a shock, right? I mean,
you're a good club.
Yeah. You think the pitching is I mean,
Justin Ford, Kyle Phillips. Phillips was young last year, and that experience he got throwing probably, I think he threw 7-8 games last year as a sophomore. Or was he a freshman? I can't even remember. He's so young. That will make a big difference. So between him and Ford, and they can hit, they're going to be tough to beat.
You got the top 4 that I saw there for sure. That just looks like, I don't want to say, of course, because it won't happen, and none of the 4 will get there. But I think those are the 4 standouts in North.
Sure. Yep.
South 3. That's to me one of the biggest. Again, is South 3 better than South 4? Because one team that moved from 4 to 3 might have changed 2 brackets completely. And we're talking Renegades. We're talking Shawnee High School was Group 4 for years. They're in Group 3 now. You add them to a mix that already included Ocean City with Duke McCarran and Evan Taylor, maybe the best 10th grader in New Jersey. You got Morristown, Ryan Lynch, among others. Mainland, Jake Logic is there from Holy Spirit to go with an already talented group. Highland Regional, we don't ever want to count out Vinny Davis because he will crush us. Clearview.
But your favorite guy, Joe Smith.
We haven't got there yet. I'm leading up to your favorite.
Don't talk, Joe wanted me to say, he goes, when you talk to Olchin on this thing, he goes, kind of leave us out a little bit. He goes, like Joe, really? You won 23 games last year. Leave you out what?
Conveniently forget last year's South Jersey Group 3 champs.
You didn't hear Joe Smith. He's not only coaching baseball, he's coaching track with that team. They'll see track baseball / track with the 5 runners they have in their lineup. They're going to be flying.
So it's a perfect team for Joe, right? I mean, Clearview is good, but they're young. And then, of course, the other one is Coach Mack. Cherry Hill West, can they work their magic with John Young, one of the best 24s in the country?
Yeah, Mac
And,
does a real good job at Cherry Hill West.
and
I
you've
just
got Ryder Garino is probably one of the breakout pitchers in South Jersey.
listen. Anything can happen in that three. That's crazy, man. You know, you go back to the first team. You said Shawnee, and everyone's gonna say, well, they lost Ethan Bowen. They lost to Dylan. What's Dylan's last name?
Willinger,
Terwillinger.
yeah.
Yeah. But they got Jackson Logar is a great number one. JMU. I mean, that guy can throw. They had when I looked and talked to Brian Anderson and texted him, he's got 7 guys he came up with. I got 7 guys who pitched varsity last year. I'm like, how? Not with all those innings being used. He got some guys. But that lineup with Pearson, O'Brien, who's now going to play shortstop, and then Scullion, that's beast 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Oh my God. Holy camole. I'm going with Shawnee. Sorry. Going with Shawnee. Those guys are the football mentality to me this year is going to make a big difference. And I don't think Shawnee's going to beat themselves when they play Delsey.
No.
Then I don't see Joe Smith losing either. But if I'm at that game, Delsey will lose because Joe Smith is 1-9 in his career with me at games. So I'll tell you, this is a true story. 3 years ago, I went down to the Mainland Classic, right? And I think they're playing Cherry Hill East. They play Cherry Hill East every year. Was he at Williamstown or no? He might have been at Delsey. So I walk in the ballpark. I sit behind there, and all of a sudden, Cherry Hill East takes the 2-0 lead, 4-0 lead. He's screaming at me. He goes, "It's all your fault. Every game you come to, I lose." And he was really mad. Like he's screaming at me behind the backstop, and I'm like, "Joe, really?" He goes, "Just leave." I'm like, "Okay, Joe." So I will not go to any of their state tournament games.
No, nor are you allowed to pick them now, I guess that means. But
no, because Joe Smith can't win his state title this year because I'll be at the state Group 3 final. And
yeah,
I'm going with Shawnee. Sorry, Joe.
it's such a I could see 6 or 7 teams winning this, and I don't think the separation is that much bigger than anywhere else. But I'll take my heat now here and say that April 3rd, when I go down to see Egg Harbor, who I already said was my South 4 champ, against Ocean City, that's going to be my Group 4. It's the South 4 and South 3 champs right there.
They're playing opening day, huh?
Yeah. One of those teams is going to be 0-2, or maybe they'll both be 1-1 after 2 days, which is crazy.
Well, so it's going to be Sweeney and Fluky versus Duke McCarran.
And Evan Taylor.
I think Duke's going to throw opening day.
No, I'm talking about that's
Yeah.
2
Oh
days.
no, I know Evan Taylor's a dude. Evan's great.
I'm talking about the first 2 days of the season. I'll
I
tell you who I
spoke
feel
with
bad
I
for.
spoke with Andrew Bristol yesterday, and he's really, really excited about this year. He thinks he's got a good club because it's gonna, some of the positions he's gonna be young at, but he thinks those kids will be able to adapt quick. And with the pitching they have, long as they don't get any injuries, we don't get any injuries, we're gonna be
That
okay.
changes everything, right? But if I'm a hitter at Egg Harbor or Ocean City, I think I'm just getting the sniffles and missing that Monday, Tuesday, and showing up on Wednesday. Protect myself from an 0-for-8 or 0-for-7 to start the season.
Good idea.
You're picking Central Jersey. You said Somerville. Is that your upset, or
Yeah, I'm going with Somerville.
All right, I'll go with Middletown South.
Yeah, at least I don't get any calls now from Bano saying, "Why you didn't mention us? I can't believe this." Or now he'll call me in the other way. He goes, "Yo, you put a bullet on my back now. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Everyone's gonna throw the race against us."
That's right. That's right. Now, Group North 2, did you officially go with Milburn or Cranford? Who did you go with? Who did you go with in North 2?
Oh, I try to stay away from that. I'm gonna
Randolph. Just pick Randolph or
no. I'm gonna have
or
to go with
Ferris.
another. Yeah, jeez. I'll go with that team.
Who, Milburn?
I didn't say that.
Oh. All right. Well, I
No,
am.
listen. Sorry, Dennis. How highly I think you. I'm going with Milburn. Milburn. Let me tell you something. Chapman, you got. This is an unbelievable team for him.
It's a great four that we said. I mean, Randolph's capable of winning that. Ferris is capable of winning that.
Milburn kids find ways to win state tournament games.
You can't argue with the success that they've had. Although,
Yeah,
had them last year.
Punch Milburn to the state championship for me. They're the state final.
North one. North one. Who you going Roxbury?
Yeah. I'm going Roxbury.
All right. Well, I will go. I'm having, you got four again there that I think just stand out. And
Trot's going to have to cancel his Belmont trip this year in the state win because he's going to be in the state finals.
I'm going to go with one of my, I'm going to go Old Tappan in the finals. I'm going to go Morris Knowles as the team they beat in the finals.
Man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them. I believe that
How much money Timmy Byron gave you? Come on.
The catcher's gonna. It might be tough in April, but he's gonna get it figured out.
Yeah, he's gonna do fine. I'm proud of him. He really.
That's why I see him working hard with you.
Oh yeah. He works too hard.
By the time it's June, and certainly he's not the typical ninth grader when it comes to size. Big kid.
Yeah. You know what's really good. I'm lucky to work at Ani Ramos's Catching Academy and IQ Kuros, who caught St. Joe's Montville. You remember him, and he caught Rob Kaminsky. And he talks to Anthony a lot and says, "Listen, my sophomore year, I was catching a guy who was a star, and he got drafted in the first round, and it made me better every day I went out and caught him." Mm-hmm. And I thought it was really good for Anthony this year to be able to work with IQ, and not just for the physical, but for the mental part. And I thought IQ did a really good job with him.
Yeah. No,
and so did Ani. Ani did a great job, and I love working with those guys.
That's my North one final, because I think Morris Knowles one of those real. Again, are they a sleeper if everybody knows about them? But they're they're
not a sleeper. Morris Knowles, let me tell you something. I think Monmouth County and Morris County, this is just my opinion, and you can say what you want. Morris County's been down. Monmouth County was a little bit down before Ben Shield arrived to high school, and
not anymore.
Not no more. I think those two counties are the best, in my opinion, right now.
We got
Morris.
We got a non-public preview in a couple days to hit on the Monmouth County stuff. We got our Player of the Year preseason talk to talk about Luke Dickerson, because he's fantastic.
Yep.
But that is all we got here on the Group 3 preview. Make sure you join us the rest of the week. We got Group 1, Group 2. We got the non-publics, and we will catch you guys next time.